Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to BattleTech Heavy Metal, where we have some big missions ahead of us, big-ish missions ahead. At this point, 3 skulls is what passes for big in our lives. There is a lot of money to be made on some of these missions. I'm not exactly sure how we're going to balance the cash versus salvage, but that's extraordinary. So I guess before we go picking a mission here, perhaps we ought to pick a blood wheel, is what I was... Listen, I'm running out of intelligent things to say here, 90-something episodes into this series. Let's just let the wheel do what it do. Hey, look at that. Did you see how clean that spin was? Okay, run it hot. As if we don't always. So, run it hot is, mechs have to have below a certain amount. Is it below 5 bars of heat efficiency? Run it. Where did I even write this down? There we go. Yes, each mech must have fewer than 5 bars of heat efficiency. Well, that's not going to come as a big surprise to anybody. So we have, this is one of those attack and defend missions. So, that's interesting. There's a lot of money on the line, and those missions have a lot of bonus objectives. Alright, let's figure this out. So, if we... 3.5 skulls. So we're probably going to see heavies, mediums, and maybe a couple of heavies. We're going to see a lot of enemies in total. So we could pay about 300,000 C-bills for 2 mech parts. If that lets me finish even a single extra mech, we gained. I did go and look at the mech bay, and it's we don't really have that many mechs that are easy to finish. A lot of the things we have only have 1 or 2 parts. But we have just enough things at like 3 or 4 pieces that I think this is worth doing. And remember, we're talking about, like, fractions of points here. Okay, so 3.5 skulls, and we're not allowed to bring anything that has 5 or more bars of heat efficiency. Well, let's start by figuring out what our weight looks like. At 3.5, what is a bunch of 70s? Let's call this, like, our baseline for building. A bunch of 70s is 4 simples, so we only have to cut down in one place, probably. But we could go up a little bit if we want. I mean, I do like the Marauder a lot. The Marauder makes it a lot easier to just lance little bits off of the enemy force quickly. And then we'll pull something. I don't even know what it would... Well, we can't run the Dragonfly. Dragonfly's too heat efficient, obviously. Haven't you ever seen it in action? We could run out the Griffin... of course, I'm leery of doing that, because, you know, losses and whatnot. We do still have to win the missions in order to make money. The Wolverine is fine. It fits in our heat efficiency goal, and because its weaponry is largely laser-based, we don't have to be super nervous about it running out of ammo. This could be a long one, depending on how we try to play it. Because every bonus objective we complete is points, right? Every little bit of money counts. Could we run the Orion? Yeah, the Orion no longer is super heat efficient. I could probably take us up 5 tons. No, I cannot. We are right at the edge. Well, we could replace the Hard Light with... Does the Thunderbolt... Thunderbolt has too much heat efficiency. We could... The Warhammer might be a smart play then. And the Warhammer is totally ammo-less, right? Yeah, the Warhammer can fight for infinity. And then either one of the Cataphracts is fine. The Grasshopper is not. So do we want to bring the Stealth Cataphract, or do we want to bring the one that has the Gauss Rifle? The Gauss Rifle Cataphract has 16 shots plus a bunch of laser weapons. While this one has an LB-10X with 16 rounds and a bunch of laser weapons. And then also, I mean, the machine guns, but that's kind of whatever. Yeah, I think that maybe we want to bring... They're both good. They're both good and fun mechs to use. Let's bring the Stealth Cataphract. This will give us some interesting defensive options. Also, it's just fun to play with. Okay, I think I like this team. Let's talk pilots. We're probably going to want some coolant vent in here. That's not going to surprise anybody. I think... Are we maybe running crews on the Hard Light? Hold on. Let's back up for a second and see how Sculpin's doing on XP. I just completely missed the... You know what? No part of this was right. I clicked the wrong button in the mech bay, but also I shouldn't have been in the mech bay at all. This is the thing I wanted. Yang, we extremely do not have time for your nonsense today. Alright, Sculpin... Oh, that's a shame. She has enough points to get 1 point of tactics short of called shot mastery. I mean, we should take that. Minus 90 meters minimum range on her weapons makes it a lot easier for her to pilot a bunch of our mechs. But so she can't have called shot mastery for this job, which is a real shame. Because I'd really like the pilot in the Warhammer to have called shot mastery. There's so many places in this game where the menus just lag for weird reasons. I'm sure there's a good reason behind the scenes. But it does make the process of doing something like that, of like jumping out of the mission to check something, probably a little more tedious than it needs to be. And we were thinking about running... Oh, the Marauder, right, yeah. Obviously the Marauder. Let's, yeah, play something like that. I think we'll still bring in Sculpin, I think, on the Hardlight. It just won't have the focus. You know, it doesn't really need the focus power. It has the other thing. This Cataphract probably doesn't so much need that. I guess we'll do this with him. Oh, right. The Hoplight's no longer superheat inefficient. We changed its design. We can't use the Hoplite. Then we can use the Orion. Okay. That's pretty good. So the Orion wants to be somebody tough. Honestly, the Orion is probably a good one for crews. And that means we don't have a one big gun type mech. So Uncrackable maybe takes a seat on this one. We only have 3 coolant vent pilots. Is that right? Aside from Returned, who we would rather not use because his XP doesn't contribute to the score. Let's bring in Chicken Hound for the Cataphract here. It has 1,000 armor. Probably doesn't need Bulwark. It has other options for being tough. And it probably also doesn't need Sensor Lock. You know what? If we're gonna give it Ace Pilot, it's probably better to have Tiger Tail be the Ace Pilot on that. And then Trampoline is not the appropriate pilot for this thing either. Boy, but who is? Sourdough. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, we have a tough, resilient team with some people who can just fight forever and some people who at least have a lot of ammunition. And we just gotta try to ration things, be careful, and we can maybe take home every bonus objective here and really make a lot of cash. And no matter how this works out time-wise, because this might end up being a pretty long mission, we are definitely only going to be doing 1 episode on this planet, and then we're flying out of here. I will clean up the rest of the missions off camera. Not that I'm trying to like rush us to the end here, but a little tiny bit I'm trying to rush us to the end here. This series has gone on for a very long time. We'll definitely get at least 2 missions done this episode. We might get 3. We'll see how it goes. But on the other occasions when we have done attack and defense, they have taken a long, long time. So I was looking at the scoring thresholds for the game. It turns out we're in the elite tier right now. The legendary tier starts at 640,000 points, and I think we're gonna just miss it. I don't think we can quite make it there. But I haven't really... Oh, cool, BattleTech crashed. Awesome. 'Cause of course it did. Well, let's just try to fix that, shall we? Boy, it's crashing... You know, it's BattleTech, so it has to crash really slowly. 'Cause that's the way BattleTech does kind of everything. And then Steam is going to sync for 40 minutes. Hey everybody, how's it going? How are you all doing? The good news is it will probably, because we actually hit play on the mission, it will probably remember the pilots and mechs that we had plugged in for that. We'll just have to hit go again. And this time it's totally going to work. And I know that it's totally going to work because I really, really want it to, because I really would love it if it would just work. I don't know what is going on with this game in particular. It seems to be very cantankerous on my machine. I do not have the technical knowledge to have any idea why that would be the case. And even you hit escape to skip, and it skips by fading out over the course of about 15 seconds. Even that it has to do slowly. So on previous attack and defend missions, we have in case anybody doesn't remember and is wondering why I'm saying this is probably going to be a real long mission. It has been the case that there are multiple waves of enemy reinforcements, and we have the option of bailing before all of the waves come if we destroy the enemy base structures. But we also have the option of just sitting there and waiting. Yeah, I totally remembered. Sitting there and waiting for them all to come in so we can destroy them all, and you do get bonus pay for each one you take out. And we are likely to sit there and fight them all if we can, if it looks like we're not going to lose any mechs by doing so. Because we're, like I said, we're probably going to miss the legendary score tier by a pretty small amount, a pretty small number of overall points, and I really want to... I would like it to happen, if we can make it happen. I have not calculated how many points we're going to make approximately off of money. When we're on that last system, right before the end of the game, we're going to sell off everything we own except for one of each of the mechs that is necessary for mech scoring. And that's going to generate a bunch of extra money, which is going to give us points. And then we're going to buy as many as we can afford of something that they have infinite supplies of, an ammo bin or something, anything that's infinite there. And then we're going to sell those off and make some more money and get some more points. And then we're going to use that money to buy as many of the infinite things as we can. Again, that's going to be a tedious process that I'm absolutely going to do off camera. But it's definitely going to be worth a fair amount of score, and I just have no idea how much. Who knows? We might actually make the legendary threshold. Alright, we're tasked with taking down a base. Need to intercept the Davian Lance closing on our position. Have some backup in the form of defensive turrets. Okay, got it.
Time to get dirty.
So yeah, 3 reinforcement waves, and you get paid for each one of them. So this is our future evac zone. I'm really not concerned about that.
Move order received.
So what we really want to do here is just press them as hard as possible. We want to kill every enemy mech
Coordinates received.
right away and prepare ourselves for the next incoming wave. I'm not even concerned about their base. We will get to their base when we get to it. The only thing that matters right now is killing. Okay, good. I was hoping that this would be...
Engaging jump jet.
Alright, so that is a Phoenix Hawk. Phoenix Hawks have just a little bit too much armor for me to kill them easily. Well, we could push him down to Initiative 2 here and do most of the work toward coring him. I think I'm going to do that, because if he has any other mechs that act on 3, pushing this guy down to 2 will mean that we get to move before he does on Initiative 2. Yep, there we go. That's exactly what we were hoping for.
Picked up a blip.
Alright, a Griffin, something else in the 40-ton range. We do want to try to keep them from getting vision of the enemy buildings, because there is a keep all friendly structures standing objective. It's very unlikely that we'll get it, but we got to try at least. That's a 5th mech there? Yes, okay, so they have at least 5 mechs up right now, I think. That's a shame. That's not the number I want to see. Can I get up there with you? No. Can somebody else? Let's see. You would be able to shoot at... Yeah, this sucks. I think they've made the Phoenix Hawk untargetable by parking the Griffin where they did.
Standing by.
So, shoot. Well, I guess we don't get to kill it. That's really annoying. It's a super annoying thing that they've done.
Waiting on you, Commander.
was hoping to get to just... Alright, well... That being the case, I guess I just reserve down. Let's let it move forward, become vulnerable again. But I wanted to shoot at it while it had no evasion.
Light damage, Commander.
That's alright, we'll get there.
I hear ya. Yes, Commander.
So... Who is going to be able to see the other guy? You can get to a place where you can see the other guy. I guess everybody can. Alright, let's move you up to here.
Coordinates received.
We'll have you go at this dude with just your lasers. It's mostly about removing evasion, but we may as well do it with the largest number of weapons that we can without
They've
overheating.
got a sensor lock on me.
Okay, so apparently they have a number of base turrets, some of which have sensor lock.
All weapons are go.
Wow, very little damage to the center. Well, I appreciate that our friendly turrets are at least stripping enemy evasion for us. I do not appreciate how hard it is to kill this damn Phoenix Hawk. That's not a great start. Okay, come on. You're being a little ridiculous now. It's still alive after all of that. 17 health. Well, the turrets might finish it off. Nope, because they can't hit a stationary target.
Orders.
Alright, well, I guess you're gonna hop back down. There's no reason for you to be up here when you could be in cover.
Firing jump jet.
And we probably could take it pretty easy on heat. What do you have left? 17?
Firing. It's go time. Enemy down.
Alright, it sucks that it took that much effort to get a start on killing them. The stealth is making it hard for the enemy to play against us in a way that makes sense, though, which is definitely gratifying. It's weird that they have 5 mechs. Okay, I was going to say, there must be... Yeah, they got units spread out around the target facility, so they have an attacking force and a defending force. That's what it is. It's just that for some reason only one of the defenders could attack us before. Despite the fact that one of them has LRMs, and... Yeah, they all have long-range weaponry, because of course they do. Well, we can fall back behind the rocks here, probably.
Waiting for orders. Standing by.
So can you get... I mean, you can definitely get close enough to at least be able to throw the small lasers into that guy's back. I think that's our plan here. We probably won't fire anything but the small lasers. It's not going to take a lot of damage, right? Yeah.
Good angle. Firing.
Ooh, really horrible clustering. Did you see that?
Reporting.
3 of the 4 lasers didn't go center.
Good to go.
And that's a shame, because that means that
Ready for order.
this guy's not actually that easy for anybody else to hit either. You, for some reason, can't get a rear arc shot. I mean, you could shoot him with your machine guns from over here, but that's obviously pretty bad. Well, we want to get to a place where I'm not so visible to these enemies, right? Or to the long-range enemies. We can't stop the,
Waiting for orders.
we can't stop the LRMs, but we could work on a lot of these guys. Maybe I just reserve down at this point. We can let our turrets do some of the evasion stripping for us.
I hear ya.
Receiving you.
I mean, the Cataphract could shoot at this assassin now, right? And then Ace Pilot behind the rocks. That might be worth doing. Okay, we did some damage there. And then, yeah, you're just gonna back off over to here.
Roger. They've got a lock on me.
What can I do for ya?
Alright, and with this guy having a little bit more of his evasion missing now, I think... Oh, you can't. Here we go. You can just barely see him from right there. I mean, do we want to leave the Orion out in the open this much? I guess it's fine.
Commencing Alpha Strike.
Man, their little mechs are always so resilient. Also, it does not help that my friendly turrets seem to miss every attack. Like, I don't know if they would miss this many attacks if they were missing on purpose, even. Let's see, the Wolverine over here, I think, is pretty hard for the enemies to hit. This guy's lost all of his evasion. If we manage to burn through his torso... I guess his arm can't absorb that much damage anyway. Yeah, let's just save the resolve. Okay, he's nearly dead.
Solid connection on that one. They've got a lock on me.
Boy, they sure do have a lot of sensor lock. It's alright. The Orion in Bulwark mode can absorb an awful lot of long-range fire. Hard to tell exactly how many missiles that was. And we really just don't know anything about what they have over there.
I'm receiving you.
I might even go so far as to throw a punch from back here with all of the small lasers activated. It only has a 50%. Oh, right, Vulcan. Vulcans have that CQC suite. Well, that being the case, maybe I back up a little bit just to generate 1 point of evasion. Oof, I don't like that. Can I just stay in this arc? Yeah, maybe we do something more like this.
Up high.
Couple of points of evasion and not so much with showing my back. And then 36, 48. So if we put one of the PPCs in here, yeah, that pretty much guarantees the kill.
Looks like I'll need a new target.
Now the enemies might start shooting at the Warhammer. And at this point, I think we reserve down. Let's let the friendly turrets start playing a little bit here.
Waiting on you, Commander.
Because they've been so aggressive with their positioning, I can back up to like here. Still have a decent shot. Well, decent. Still have an acceptable shot. I mean, let's just go through the side. Let's see if we can burn this thing down. Alright, well, it's close.
There's more where that came from.
Yes, Commander.
And Tiger Tail, your aim is real bad. Why? Why is it so bad? Precision strike. You know what? I'll precision strike. Let's just kill this damn thing.
Acknowledged.
Make absolutely sure.
Style removed.
Definitely good for us to limit their vision.
Mech warriors, show them what you got.
So here, I think we reserve down. They're going to do some sensor lock stuff, and then we're going to hide the sensor locked mech as best we can. I'm surprised that they did that instead of locking one of the mechs that they couldn't see. It's a strange choice. And obviously the first thing we're doing on Initiative 2 is getting the Warhammer out of there. Actually, no, I guess not, because all of their mechs will have gone already by Initiative 2. So we have to wait for them to use all of their many, many, many long-range weapons here. That arm is probably getting pretty thin at this point. And then, I mean, there's no reason for us to do anything, right? Other than go all the way down.
Standing by.
You know, our turrets definitely have sensor lock. We know that for a fact. They should use it.
On the move.
Okay, party mech just standing there in full bulwark mode. And we know this thing shot at
Got a
us.
lock.
Standing in the open and it shot at us. Okay.
Waiting for orders.
There we go. Something we can actually do some damage to.
Need something, Chief?
Let's have... The active probe ping area is so small. You're not going to be able to shoot anything at anyone. Ugh, yeah, this sucks.
Waiting on you, Commander.
Their only close mech being super hard to actually deal any meaningful damage to really sucks. I guess we could just punch through the bulwark. We can take off most of his weapons in a single location if we really focus hard. So maybe that makes it worth doing that. Jump you into here. Oof. Those hit chances, man.
Jump it.
We can remove a lot more damage by messing with this
Rapid
guy
sensor lock.
than we can by shooting at that Griffin, who is... He's a mech who has long-range weapons, but he's a total garbage mech. Yep, okay, you just brace.
I'm
Too much
receiving
damn
you.
heat. My friendly turrets, who have long-range weapons, and definitely the long-range weapons necessary to engage here, are choosing not to engage. While the enemy gets to always have all of their stuff work all the time, which really sucks. Let's turn this way and also just brace, because all of my mechs are too hot to fire at a thing that's not going to take any damage from anything we do.
They've got a sensor lock on me.
It is wild, though, that the default design of this mission is fight 8 mechs and 4 turrets with constant waves of reinforcements. Like, given how poorly the mechanics scale to you having to fight 8 mechs at one time, it feels a little crazy to me that they they thought it was okay to just also jam some turrets on there. Why not?
Nice try.
Okay, I mean, just wait for him to take his turn too, so that he loses his bulwark. Nope, he chose not to lose his bulwark. Okay, well, at least his allies have moved up, and they're a little bit more available. The thing is, like, these aren't even good mechs. These are bad mechs with bad payloads. It's just that when you get 8 of them together, it adds up to a reasonable amount of damage.
I hear ya.
Alright, you're still looking pretty tough. I think we can be pretty aggressive with you. I think my plan is going to be to move everybody up except the cataphract, who moves backwards slightly instead. That's a Griffin 1S over there. Ah, a Trebuchet. This I care about a little bit more. Of course, I can't hit him with most of my weapons. But his center torso is pretty soft, right? Yeah, soft-ish. Okay, good start. There we go. That turret that we have that has sensor lock remembered that it has sensor lock, so that was nice of it. To be perfectly honest, we just gotta generate some evasion, but we can't... Yeah, I can't move too far or I lose my shot. I mean, the large lasers should still work from here.
Coordinates received.
Alright, we're just gonna core this guy. That helps a ton. 30 LRMs off the table.
Destroyed. Commander?
Commander?
How exactly do we want to work this? I want to back you up so that the hunchback isn't inside the sensor range anymore. And then I suppose we could do the big sensor ping, right? I move you to right here. all 4 of them are inside the big sensor ping. You know, I'm totally going to do that.
I copy.
Really, you'll overheat. But it generates how much heat? Oh, 50, yeah. Well, then you will fire a set of weapons that still allows your heat to drop for the turn. Probably. No, actually, you know what? He probably just braces. His weapons are all way too hot.
Yes, Commander.
It turns out, we're running it a little bit hot today. Boy, you could jump in and get that shot that I really want, and maybe actually just kill him. But then you don't get to move until 2 on our turn. You probably just get killed. In fact, almost certainly. So this Shadowhawk 2D isn't that hard to... Maybe we could just kill the Shadowhawk 2D. Like, leap really dramatically into a position that has some cover. My left arm's weak, so stand like this. Oh, that gets me shot in the back by the party mech, though. 3 evasion. And I don't have precision strike. Griffin has twice as much armor, more than twice as much armor. It's true of both the Griffins. I mean, the other thing we could do, we could just run right up. Yeah, we could run to right here and just full bore the Hunchback 4P, even though it's in Bulwark mode, just because this is so much damage. I think I'm going to do that.
All right.
We'll just overpower him with raw numbers. Wow, that was an incredible amount of misses, actually, for the numbers that are listed over here.
Hot damn. Let's do this.
Really kind of
Receiving you.
hard to believe in its own way. Okay, your right side is the one that was damaged. Move you up to here, and there's nothing really on this side of this mech. I guess all of his heat sinks are over here for some reason. It's like a bizarre design. AC 5 on this side. I mean, maybe we could start focusing on the Shadowhawk now. I think I'm okay with getting a little bit more aggressive with your positioning, because you're pretty tough. We have to get... Oh, geez. We actually can't get close enough to get good range on the SRM, though. We do have the option of just passing the turn. You know what? No, we have to precision strike the Hunchback, because we want to push its initiative down so it doesn't just run into sensor range and reveal us all until after the rest of their mechs take their turn.
On my way.
So we are going to precision strike him, and we're just going to aim for the part where all the stuff is. Okay, that helps.
Scored a critical hit.
Yeah, this is going to make their turn really awkward.
I'm under heavy fire. What can I do for you?
Okay, and now, if somebody can just hit him with enough structured damage to knock him over, we can push him down to initiative 1. I think, honestly, I'd probably just kill him here. Right? He has 90 health there.
Firing everything I've got.
Yeah, that also is bad for his initiative. 3 rounds until reinforcement wave 1 arrives. We got this. This is the really poorly armored thing? Yeah, let's just press it. Man. You can really tell Sculpin hasn't been doing this very long.
Acknowledged.
You know what? Coolant vent? I want absolutely everything.
Acknowledged.
Okay, that wasn't so bad.
Marking critical hit.
Hey there.
Then, can the cataphract get into that same weapon arc? Yes.
Copy that.
I think just hose him down.
Copy that. Think I hit something good.
Okay, pretty close. So they have 3 mechs left in total, right? Yeah, solid sensor lock. That's where he is, alright. So we didn't get a single LRM turret, huh? That feels a little crappy.
Waiting for orders.
Alright, so we have a Griffin, and then, we don't know what, right? I don't think we've ever seen that. I don't really feel a strong desire to move our, move that mech first. That's just another Griffin 1N. Oh no, that's the Griffin 1N that we saw before, right? We never killed it, because it's a very low priority mech on account of how bad it is. Just let this guy take his move. Okay, that could have gone a lot worse. And he has revealed his backside to us for some reason. Difficult to fathom, but much appreciated. Turn off, like, a medium laser? Yeah. Alright, dude has a fair amount of armor, but really, can't just go conducting yourself like that, man.
Standing by.
Okay, so...
Good to go.
This Griffin's going to be pretty hard to kill. 760 armor with Bulwark is a lot of damage to get through. But if we can just remove this arm, then he doesn't have any weapons anymore. Let's let this cool down. It's also almost out of ammo already.
Commander.
I remembered this mech as being quite ammo efficient, but apparently that's not the case anymore. You know what? We'll just do a normal move plus a sensor lock here. Since you can't get into the right arc anyway.
Good to go.
We do need to get rid of these enemy turrets. That would probably help a little bit. I think you're good. Alright, Deviant reinforcements inbound to right in front of us. That's a pretty good place for them to land. We're going to let this guy have his turn so that maybe he'll come out and... yeah, there we go. Come out and become damageable.
Orders.
Let's reserve down. So the reinforcement wave is arriving basically right now. We do need to make this happen. Oh, we could take this shot from there. I'm a little leery of doing that because of the way it exposes us to the turrets. I don't really like exposing my left arm either, though.
What's up, boss?
That punch is good, but it's probably not worth doing because of how dangerous it is. This, on the other hand, seems like a fine start.
Moving out. All weapons go.
Okay, so there go all of his weapons.
Heavy damage.
And also, sorry about how loud my chair is, by the way. I do need a new chair, probably. You know, they're not cheap, it turns out. Just like everything else in life. I mean, we probably just drill the side now. And I think I'm willing to hold off on the coolant vent. We'll save the coolant vent and the UAC-10 for the new squad of enemies. Alright, we got there. Unfortunately, we've only gotten further away from our own turrets and closer to the enemy's turrets.
Waiting for orders.
You over here, ready to do a thing.
Yes, Commander.
And definitely let the very impressive bank of heat sinks on the Warhammer do their thing this turn. Alright, got another guy. Another leopard.
Let's get this done, folks.
I'm assuming this is going to be a full lance. Oh, it looks like they only dropped 3. A 65, a 70, and a 50.
Ready for order.
Okay, so a considerably better lance than the initial one. Oh no, we're not getting vision. So no, there probably are... There's probably a stealth guy in there. Well, I guess reserve.
Waiting for the
Right,
shot.
because that terrain's flat. If they didn't have a stealth unit, we'd be able to see them.
Holding for tactical advantage.
Yep, and if they don't do this reserve game thing with us unless they have stealth units.
Waiting for the right move. I've been sent aloft.
It's remarkable how good they are at picking out the weakest
receiving you.
of our mechs. Okay, so we're just gonna jump way in here, and man, your mech always runs super hot. I guess I'll run up to here. Like, I can't actually use him to to sensor ping them because it runs too much heat. It costs too much heat. You haven't taken any damage at all yet, so it's probably safe for you to get real aggressive here. That's an archer, and I don't... What is this thing in front? A Thunderbolt 5 SE, so high damage, or high, really high toughness, not so bad on the damage, though. These guys are tough. That archer is a tough enemy.
I hear ya.
Wow, so we'd wanna put the hard light, although I don't really want to commit it just yet. Boombox is pretty tough. We're missing almost 200. Oh no, we're missing over 200 points of armor though.
Yes, Commander.
I guess it's the Wolverine comes up next. But if we don't hit this thing hard now, it's going to take a turn and gain some evasion. We have 73 resolve. Yeah.
Targeting for an alpha threat.
I could have just sensor locked it, of course.
Waiting on you, Commander.
It's interesting. They're letting all of the
What can I do for you?
turrets back at the base go first, it seems like. Which is an interesting strategy that I don't really understand. I guess they really want me to reveal all of my mechs first, but they already revealed the one that is the best target for them.
Moving out.
Oh, that's just a Shadowhawk. And they don't have stealth, it just was not giving me vision from back here easily, even though we definitely, like, the terrain's totally flat and we definitely could have seen them. Alright, we can blow through this quite easily. Okay,
When I shoot you, you'll take it and like it.
so that guy better take his turn right now or we're going to knock him over. Yep, okay.
I'm here.
He has big damage reduction, but only 106 health left. I don't think the big damage reduction is going to be good enough. Although, of course, Sculpin is not a great shot, and we do feel that here. I think I'm going to keep her in reserve. Her left side's messed up. Let's do it like this.
Confirmed.
Okay, even with her poor aim, it is just so much raw damage. Also, it looks like we're definitely not getting a second mission in here.
Give them everything you've got.
I guess for right now they're just very focused on the buildings, so they're not shooting at us at all. I'm content to let that Shadowhawk push past us. Or actually, it's already revealed its backside. So maybe we want to run up and do one of these. If we're going to shoot it in the back, though, we probably don't want to do it with the Wolverine. If I don't do it now, though, he gets to move. And he will get vision of stuff. Yeah, I should do it now.
Location confirmed.
This is not the most powerful mech that we could do it with, but we should try to push his initiative down.
Aye, aye.
That could have gone a lot better.
Good to go.
Did he just choose not to move? Is that what that was? you need to jump in far enough to be able to hit him in the back arc. We're going to turn off a lot of weaponry here. Oh no, actually, Sculpin got coolant vent back. We're going to coolant vent, and then we might still not be able to fire everything. But it's looking pretty good. Yeah, okay, just give him everything. Wow, we blew off every piece of that mech. It's in tiny shards on the ground. Thunderbolt is going to be able to shoot at a building this turn. Probably not, I guess. Well, let's have at him then. Boy, do we want to fire the UAC? I might want to... Let's let somebody else do some of the work first here. And you can get machine gun range. Okay, then I think we should. Those machine guns, very effective against the LRM bays that those mechs keep in their center torso.
I hear ya.
And this gives us some time to turn around and try to take down the turrets on the enemy base. Yep, I know. We know the turrets are up. They've already been doing stuff. Definitely in our best interest to burn these down. We don't know exactly where the second reinforcement wave is going to come in yet. But it is kind of looking like we might get a full sweep on objectives, which would be a lot of money. Potentially. I do wish we had LRMs. That turret's a huge pain in the ass to actually access. Yeah, let's have you just run to here and sensor lock that guy, I guess. I also wish we had friendly LRM turrets, which... apparently a little bit much to ask.
Going turbo.
Well, at least we're getting lots of time to reset our heat. Ooh, hard light having a little bit of trouble making it out of the trees there.
10-4.
Hey there. On my way, double time.
We're getting close enough to where their turrets might be able to start interacting with us, although it looks like they're not going to. They definitely had sensor lock, didn't they? Maybe we should just abandon the turret thing for the moment. So those guys are pretty far away from us.
On my way, double time.
We certainly don't want them to destroy a building and cost us a couple 100,000 C-bills.
What can I do for you?
It is a little bit of a shame that you don't get an indication of the value of the bonus objectives. I would love to know what's a 10 and what's a 25 ahead of time, you know?
Waiting for orders. Alright.
Good to go.
How far can you make it? Almost a good distance. I wonder... these guys are not going to drop in close enough for the turrets to support us, unfortunately. Another Davian Lance in the field. It's fine. We got him. We got him. But it is a full Lance this time with a Catapult and a Shadowhawk 2D, and for some reason it won't let me see what this is. Wolverine and then a 40. Okay. Right now they have no evasion and no defenses, really. A couple of them dropped like directly. Actually, all three of them dropped directly into the trees. But I think this is a good time to try to burn that catapult out. And we can definitely do some good work on this catapult. That's a Cicada 2A. Okay, so not a real mech then. Making sure the Cicada or the catapult doesn't end up with a... Wow, you guys are really fast. Shadowhawk running in the wrong direction for some reason.
Waiting for orders.
Not that I'm complaining.
I read you, Commander.
This is maybe gonna be a little tricky. Well, the Orion's gonna be punching only pretty soon.
I'm receiving you.
I appreciate the damage output. It's just, boy, really running out of resources quickly there. Alright, I think we're going to have the Warhammer run this way.
Confirmed.
Try to catch up with those guys, because otherwise we're not going to be able to catch up with them. And then
Copy that.
you are just going to have to give this dude everything you can give him. We might be able to kill him here. We will at least knock him down.
Target confirmed.
But I'd prefer to kill him. Okay, excellent.
One less target.
That's probably approximately half of that Lance's total offensive capability right there. Okay. The turrets are at least trying. That guy had a lot of evasion. It does seem like the PPC turret back at base is wired to miss an awful lot, though, doesn't it?
Good to go.
Alright, so let's commit you over here. That Shadowhawk's not actually that hard to shoot. You could probably just kill it. I'm gonna go for that. Just try not to let this thing get away. I don't want to have to chase it around. The second large laser didn't go where it was supposed to go. Oh, interesting. I was really expecting him to keep focusing on the buildings until we did damage to him.
Send me a real opponent.
Cicada is... Yeah, I know, I see it. Okay, Cicada is going to take a lot of shots to bring that building down. Hopefully the Warhammer can catch up.
You betcha.
Technically, I could shoot at the Cicada, but I will not hit it. Let's turn off the UAC-10. Man, we really don't have a lot of volleys with the missiles either. That's very helpful, though.
Should have run when you had the chance.
2 rounds to that last arrival, huh? Oh, and the damn Cicada managed to find exactly the spot where I can't shoot at it at all, no matter what. Alright, well, I have to jump this way because we have to maintain maximum travel distance toward the Cicada. In fact, never mind. I'm just gonna run because I can't shoot that thing anyway.
Moving at full throttle.
Alright, the Cicada will not have time to destroy that building. Boy, I'm debating whether it even makes sense to fire here. I guess I have a lot of ammo left. May as well go for it.
Copy that. They've got a sensor lock on me.
I'm hoping we can get a little bit of friendly turret fire into the backside of that thing, but I'm worried they're all just going to shoot. Yeah, they're all going to shoot at the Cicada and miss. Do we have turrets on our side that aren't doing anything? That Cicada's within medium laser range of the turrets. Do we just have a couple of turrets that don't have any guns on them? Okay, that's not a big deal. That's a pretty good location for us. That's a quote-unquote sniper turret. I guess the way it's set up, this building is preventing it from firing? That's pretty dumb.
Up high.
Alright, do we actually want to dial this in? How much do we want to... yeah.
Copy that.
Okay, he is feeling pretty neutered at this point. Cicada doesn't have the weaponry to finish the job here. Oh, interesting, it turned around. Probably the worst possible move. Hopefully we can get some turret fire into its back armor. You melee for 95? Think we probably do that. Okay, that is a good punch.
Dang, you're dead. Yes, Commander.
Wanted to make sure I did that first so that I would know if I needed to commit any additional stuff.
10-4.
And here, I think it would be really nice for us to have a precision strike. I might turn off everything but the small lasers. I guess we could leave one medium laser on, because it doesn't actually generate any heat.
Receiving you.
Okay, so I probably want to get away from the hostile drop zone a little bit, because I don't want them to necessarily... I don't want them to be inside of the reveal range
Engaging jump jet.
immediately upon landing. I think I'm just going to brace. No sense in firing. I wouldn't hit anyway. Okay, that would have been a really good time for more than one of the PPCs to hit. Of course, we've never seen that happen before. I don't know why I would think that was going to be the time. Okay, so one final enemy lands in. Looks like vehicles? An Orion K and 3 vehicles, one of which is an 80 and 2 are 35s. Okay.
Standing by.
So the Orion K is a real mech. That's a grown-up mech. I think I'm a little worried about the fact that it could just walk into the back armor of the cataphract. But like the most important thing here is dealing with those enemy vehicles. Oof, we're just not going to be able to. I'm gonna reserve. We're just not going to be able to. I'm going to let them take their turn. Ah, the cicada is going to go out of its way to reveal us. Interesting. Can we punish it for that? Well, it has developed a lot of armor. When this thing DFAs, it only takes 70 damage to each leg. Is that a possibility here? Yes. I'm going to jump on this dude.
Going in, feet first.
There you go, that'll take out his evasion. Just stepped on his foot.
My armor's getting stripped off.
Put a quick 55 tons down on his foot with an incredible amount of speed.
I hear ya.
Okay, I feel pretty good about that. And the Orion can see some of the vehicles. So what are we looking at here? A Shrek PPC carrier, a Striker Narc, so LRMs, that's a problem. I mean, the PPC is also a problem. How heavily armored is this thing? Only 105 armor in any one location. I think we want to focus on this guy. Get the 150 long-range damage off the table.
The little guys. All out of AC-10 ordnance. I'm here.
Okay. I think we're actually under control. I'm going to reserve down. I want to see what my turrets are going to do. They might be able to take some of this cicada problem off of our hands. Okay. Of course, they don't get a turn for some reason, despite the fact that I just reserved, so they should be going before me. Well, I think it's probably important to take out these Striker Narcs. Obviously, the cicada is also a thing. How much health does the cicada have left in its center? Only 78. Alright, I'm going to focus on a vehicle. I don't know why clicking Precision Strike changed the targeting.
Acknowledge. Let's get this done, folks.
Alright, this is looking pretty good for us on defending the structures. On.
Need something, Chief?
Failed to golf. Did not golf. Well, the good news is this is really, really easy. Certainly don't need to use the LB-10X, and in fact, I think I can just do that, right? Oh, he's got 28 health left. You know what, let's give him all the lasers. Let's not let something stupid happen here. I thought he was down to more like 10. At 10 health, I would have just done the machine guns.
I've been sensor locked.
Boy, they sure do love to sensor lock the cataphract.
Yes, Commander.
Alright, you might be able to kill this vehicle. Maybe. We'll see.
Roger that.
Okay, good. All I needed was for both the lasers to land in the same location.
One for the scrap heap.
Alright, just one enemy mech remaining. It is a tough mech with a lot of weapons, but it's also very poorly positioned on account of it's very stupid, apparently. I just need to get... Can I not get a single position? There we go. Alright, I just need to get close enough to fire one... I was going to say to fire one thing of SRMs, but I guess even doing that makes me unable to volley. Well, whatever. You're still going to do it. Strip the evasion. Yeah, the Orion's basically just out of tools. I think it's going to be okay, though. Something tells me this right here is likely to be lethal.
Fire an owl weapon.
It's just too much damage. It's too much damage for anybody to take in the back. Alright, well, we've successfully kept all of the friendly structures standing, and now it's just a matter of actually making it to the enemy base.
You want fast? I can give you fast.
And we gotta wait for the animations and stuff to play out for our own turrets, even though we know they can't do anything.
Roger that. Full speed.
Boy, the camera is... I'm trying to make small adjustments, but it lags, and then when the control lag ends, it does a movement that is 10 times what I entered in. I have no idea why it is so weird and laggy.
Standing by.
Alright, let's get these turrets. You do have sensor lock, so I guess technically it's better for you to just walk up this far, because we know you'll have range on this thing.
Got a lock.
And their turrets do not have full armor, which is nice for us. There's no sense in you moving up. I guess there's no sense in anybody moving up. Nobody can shoot the damn turrets.
Waiting for orders.
We might be able to get the LB-10X on them.
Confirmed.
Indeed we can. It cannot kill them.
Engaging target.
Yeah, if every projectile had hit there, we would have left it at 2 health.
Waiting on you, Commander.
I guess I don't need to run so far forward that I have direct line of sight. And then after I kill all the turrets and there are no enemies left, it's still going to make me manually kill the 4 buildings, even though there's, at that point, no way we could fail. I guess, I don't know for sure that you can punch a building.
Aye, aye.
In theory, I suppose, you could fail even after removing all of the enemy units from the mission by just not having enough ammunition left to kill the buildings.
I've got a sensor lock.
In our case, obviously, it won't be an issue, because we have mechs that have any number of lasers. Yeah, you may as well finish this guy off, because it's all your weaponry is really going to be able to do, is kill one last target. I mean, we may as well just fire 1 pod. And that does still leave us 8 missiles at 12 damage each. It's not like a small amount of damage.
Commander. Confirmed.
Well, this is probably overkill, but also at this point, why not overkill? I don't want to try to do a little bit of math there and make a risky shot and leave an active AC-20 up. Would be the dumbest way to lose a mech ever? Possibly ever.
On the move.
I guess we can start on the buildings?
Confirmed.
So even if all of the bonus objectives were just 10%, that's still a 50% pay increase on 1,000,000 C-bills. That's a fair number of points. It's a decent amount of total score.
Affirmative.
I am going to try to have the Orion punch a building, though. We're going to see if that works. Can you get closer? Get all the way in there. What is this last thing? A standard shredder. Okay, we can kill a shredder turret. I'm not too worried about that noise.
Target locked.
Target destroyed.
Oh, okay. They actually did. Nope, never mind. She said we killed all the turrets. I clicked through so quickly. I thought she said we got all the targets, like that they were just going to come in and pick me up right away. But they didn't mean that. They meant obviously you have to manually kill each building. Although it would go a little bit faster if people would stop calling us in the middle of it.
Orders. Moving to position.
So what is this? This has 100 health. This has... Okay, we should take this one down.
Target confirmed.
Somebody else can get that other one more easily.
Flat.
More easily than they could get this one, I mean.
Good to go.
May as well bring this thing down while we have the easy shot. Oh, can you... Nope, you're not close enough. I'm not going to spend extra turns trying to make sure... trying to get the building kick.
Target.
And you can probably stomp on a building if you can get adjacent to it, right?
Yes, all out of short-range missiles, Commander. Roger.
I feel like we don't see mechs run completely hard out of ammunition very often.
Engaging target.
I mean, I try to build stuff with what I think will be enough bullets to get the job done. Darius just being really rude to Sumeri for no reason. And then them calling me about whether or not they're going to pick me up 7 different times. There's so many lines of dialogue in the game. Okay, so it was in fact all 10s, but I misremembered the number of bonus objectives there were. So still, a lot of money. That was 7 10% increases. And I have no idea if the 2 points of priority salvage we took are actually going to be meaningful. I mean, we can finish this assassin, and that's it. Yeah, that's it. Like I said, there weren't too many mechs that that we were close to finishing. I'm just looking to see, is there anything here that will sell particularly well? No, there's no targeting systems or anything. Well, we could take a 4th piece of the Wolverine 6R. I guess that's what I'm going to take, in the hopes of being able to finish one of those eventually. Eventually. In the very near future. There is no eventually at this point. So that leaves us with 4 missions left on this world, but I think I'm going to stick to my word. I'm going to finish this world up off camera, and we're just going to progress to our next objective at the beginning of next episode, because let's see this thing through to the end, right? We could stay here for 2 more episodes and then have the series maybe not even end next week. I don't think that's a good idea. So we do, in fact, have this assassin. I have no interest in doing anything with it other than selling it. And that right there is where we're going to call it for today. Thank you all so much for watching. It was not a lot of missions per minute. It was still kind of a lot of C-bills per minute, actually. When you come back next time, we will begin our flight to our final destination, and fingers crossed, maybe we can hit that legendary score threshold after all. We'll have to see. And we'll see you then.